Connected. Channel switched.
Yeah.
Voodoo.
Dudes.
It's Voodoo. Or VD for short.
Well, I was in my preferences today with flight gear and fixed a bunch of stuff or set a bunch of stuff I wanted, but I managed to screw my audio up, so.
Yeah, you sure it wasn't Alex that screwed it up?
I don't think so.
If you've got the new commander, there is some reports of the sound not working.
Oh. I guess I didn't check it earlier today when I flew it. I thought it had sound.
I thought it had sound, but apparently some people say it doesn't.
It's just in your head.
It's just, there's nothing in my head.
He's got points, Joe.
But if he combs his hair right, it won't show.
It's alright, we'll make enough noise tonight to not worry about any noises.
Exactly.
I was saying the OSM maps, the only problem is all the names in the local language. So you haven't a clue what the bloody hell they are.
Don't worry, I'm giving you a full and thorough tour.
I was flying a place and it had the right silly name, and when I looked it up it was Castle Bloody Bay. Because it was like a castle floating in the middle of harbour. I was just seeing if it was real or not. And it is.
Well, there you go then.
The Gaelic name's about 3 different words, and it's very hard to type in on another computer.
My name in Gaelic is 2 words.
Your name to most people is 2 words.
True.
Uh-oh.
That was quite quick for me.
I thought.
Yeah.
What's the Gaelic for my names?
I don't know. I'm looked up.
Well,
I don't speak Gaelic.
After tonight, you might.
I have got my yoke set up, Alex.
Excellent. I'm expecting precise flying, although you'll have it on autopilot as always, so it's a bit pointless.
Yep. Have to land it.
No, it's a dream to land this.
It
Yes.
flies fabulously now.
Yes, because I spent a lot of time fixing the end.
My only complaint is that it wants to go like a scalded dog when it's idling.
That's down to prop pitch.
Yep. That's how I fix it. Just crank
Yeah,
it.
that should be able to be. It is generally down the prop pitch, but it does have. It's got an auto mixture system modelled, which it wasn't previously working. I've been playing with it, and it should work now. You won't see the levers move because they don't in real life, but it'll sort itself out. So it should always be at optimum mixture. But
Have you tested that with a configurable cruise, Alex? See if it matches.
it does match. It matches slightly closer than we got it before.
So is it under 5% now?
It's probably around that. The only thing I can't test is I still can't get it to output any cylinder head temperatures for us. I don't know why, so that's not quite working. It seems to know what it is, it's just not reliably converting it into whatever it is. It's converting it into a value which it's using for the calculations, which doesn't directly correlate to a temperature. I'll work it out at some point.
I'll fix it.
A minute to go, let's line up, shall we?
Just starting the broadcast, and then I'll get in line.
BRB.
Roger, BRB yourself, yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to FGUK TV live from the Hebrides.
That's it. That's exactly where we are.
For those idiots, that's in Scotland.
Yes. Got it right, you see.
And that's probably about as accurate as we'll be all night. Everyone's getting nicely lined up. We're just waiting for Voodoo, and then we'll start the brief and get going.
I have returned.
He says he's returned.
Lovely. Right. Okay. Well, then let's get going with the brief then. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Tonight we're going to be taking everybody on a wonderful, magical, mystery, exciting, educational, and very, very accurate tour of the Outer Hebrides. It's going to be 2 hours of fun and frolics and
Death.
knowledge.
2 hours?
Well, you can leave early should you wish. And I'm going to be pointing out some interesting facts about the landscape as we go around, telling you about places we fly over or near to, or just general information. I will be leading the flight. Everybody is in the Aero Commander 500. Mine is the FGUK livery, or one of them.
Well, the other one. Well, I'll change it.
It might help. It might help if you do. The weather around the area was slightly wibbly earlier when I was doing some testing, so I'd recommend we're going to switch to border of a high pressure region just to keep everybody safe and happy and enjoying the tour. Time of day, switch it to 12 o'clock noon, then everybody can see what we're looking at. That's it. Stuart's just switched to the rainbow livery there to be ultra inclusive.
Yeah.
We are inclusive.
I'm always inclusive.
Well, you just disappeared, so you're not included anymore.
I am.
There we go. Right, okay, altitude, we're going to be flying around 2,000 feet altitude hold. If using the autopilot, there will be some periods we need to go slightly higher than that, but not for the first sort of half hour or so. We're going to get good views. 130 knots, and I'll be calling out rough headings as we go along. For the majority of it, we're going to be following the coast with some across land sections as it suits me, because I'm in charge. But mainly we're going to be following the coast with some heading. I will try and make it as simple as possible, because I know you'll all want to be looking at the scenery. Hopefully people have got the orthos if possible. That will make it far more interesting. And there's a few sections where it looks like it was a bit cloudy on the day they took them, so yeah, it'll be fine. We'll just ignore that. Is everybody ready to go? We're going to be taking off, coming back almost 180 degrees up to about heading of roughly 020. Once we take off, everyone's in the commander, one click of flaps, lift it off at 80 knots, and we should all be able to stay together. Any problems?
Nope.
There's always problems, but who cares?
In that case, I'm going to get rolling. Let's get this show on the road. And we're off. Look at that.
I'm strolling. And the one in front of me isn't quite as fast as what I'm going. I have to do an overtaking maneuver. There we go.
And I know this is entirely the wrong point to suggest this, but if you do have the new one, please make sure your alternator is switched on. Overhead panel.
Hey, watch where you're sticking that wing.
Stick your own wing where you want.
Everybody get your wings to yourselves.
Don't make me stop this flight, Knight.
Wing waggler.
Wing
Gonna
waggler.
make a lazy turn around to the left to let everyone catch up. 130 knots, heading for 2,000 feet.
Being lazy on the left.
Leveling out, going back overhead the airfield to give everyone a chance to catch up. Just passing through 1,850 feet.
I actually lost visual on you.
Here, pop smoke. Oh.
It lags slightly, and I don't know if you went behind me or in front of me.
I think he's ahead of you.
Ah, there he is. Come on.
Just about pass over midfield for anyone who can't see. ...130 knots, 2,000 feet, and we're going to follow the coast.
If you do the North Coast 500 by air some night.
That'd be quite fun. Looks like everyone's catching up quite nicely. Porky, you alright about that?
Yerp.
And which position would the alternator be on? Is it?
The battery is already on, so make it match that.
You see, I've twiddled with both thumbs. I don't know which position.
What if we don't fool with it? Mine seems to be flying fine.
You'll probably be alright.
Probably be alright.
Have we got a voltmeter in here somewhere to tell?
No, it doesn't have one.
See, I just got two red rectangles.
Yeah,
If
but
you
I
watch
can't
them
tell.
carefully, they're rocker switches.
Yeah, no, but I don't know which way the rock to be on and which way the rock
Down.
to
It should be down.
be down to be
Well,
on.
it just twists slightly to the left. Is it on or off?
Down
Look
is
at-
on.
Down is
Yeah, you
on.
say down, but it only moves slightly.
Only needs to be slightly on.
Yeah, it's got a contact. It goes tick, and then it's rocking. Check.
But there's no sound to hear the click.
Alright, okay, look, just enjoy the bloody flight, you lot.
Wimpy whiny. Whoa, my goodness.
Voodoo, I wish I was surprised, but they're always like this.
Huh? No, some people they would complain if you hung them with a new rope.
Just like
Yeah,
kids at the
heroes
zoo.
never-
Kids at the zoo like monkeys in the zoo. You know, monkeys could be doing this flight. I hate to tell you this, monkeys aren't doing this flight.
Absolutely.
Have they found the
So we're just
stolen
monkeying
gorilla
around.
yet?
Have they found what?
There's a fiberglass gorilla, what was at a garden centre in Scotland, and somebody's nicked it, and it's been reported driving around the motorways today.
Nothing about that. It's probably the one that Nicky Sturgeon's husband had all the cash stashed in.
Oh yeah, her husband.
Yeah.
Who's got their landing lights still on?
Not me.
I had not any longer.
Ooh, pretty.
Now, as we come across this large beach in front of us, it's going to be one of the first interesting points of the evening. This is called Traig Moor, and if you look up what Traig Moor means, it means big beach.
Well, there's a surprise, eh?
There you
It
go.
is, yeah. A lot of the words that it seems the Gaelics like to use it quite literal, which makes it easy for us.
Scottish Gaelic is a contextual language, so therefore it makes sense for a big beach to be called the Big Beach.
It saves confusion, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Got a lovely series of well, they do indeed call them lochs around here. There's quite a lot of them over there.
There is.
Quite a lot of them are also directly connected to each other and to the sea. There's some series of other ones that will pass over throughout the evening that are all sort of interconnected, but a lot of them are interconnected across the island. It doesn't particularly show up too well on the maps, but you can see it better on the orthos. And as we pass this long one on the left, you'll notice one is slightly longer than the other, and that is Loch Langabat, or in the original Norse Langavat, which means long lake. It's the largest expanse of freshwater in the Outer Hebrides, and very popular with fishing and monsters, according to my notes. I didn't write the and monster bits. That'll be my girlfriend. Thank you, Kaylee.
Monster bits.
You let your girlfriend write your flight notes.
It seems she's messed with my notes. She was typing earlier, but
What the hell is that? Just flew past.
popular with fishing at least. I can't comment on the monsters. Oh, that is a pogo.
Does she wear glasses?
Whatever,
Who's flying a pogo?
I don't know, what is a pogo? Does anyone know?
It's a stick.
It's a pogo, but who's flying it?
It's a spring-loaded stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of what a pogo stick is. I didn't know where we have one in flight gear that's able to do whatever speed that is.
I take it that's...
I was impressed with the commanders anyway.
They are very impressive.
I command thee.
This is a super accurate FDM now, so it is one of the leading fixed-wing aircraft in flight gear.
I thought it was fabulous. So I flew it this morning. Went like, whoa, this is awesome.
It's very good. It's very good on the numbers. Stuart worked very hard. I pushed him really hard to make it good on the numbers, and it is good on the numbers these days.
Are you all flying the new one?
I am.
I am.
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone is.
I'm not. I need the sound.
I
The running of the
Well,
engine.
sound is secondary. You can listen to my voice. Surely that's better.
Yeah, well,
Sounds like you got a bearing going out though, mate.
Think part of that.
did you put in... I never looked, Alex. Did you put the instructions for the economical cruise configuration in the help file?
I didn't know because I didn't think we'd be using it tonight, and there's other things that still need to be tweaked.
Okay.
But it does have one of the most accurate battery simulations in flight gear at the moment now. Along with the
Battery
120.
simulation.
Yes, battery simulations.
ARPP3.
Will it have payload
It's a
again?
PP9.
Even that.
Will it have what, sorry?
Will it have payload again?
I never had payload in the first place.
It might be
Yes.
nice to include that, but yeah, they're perhaps on the list. We are just coming up to, and you'll see the lighthouse down here is Rúber Robhannes, which is the butt of Lewis. which is the most northerly point, not the most southerly point. Apparently, a butt is northerly in this area of the world.
Yeah, because it's originally
also
north
boot.
at the front.
Yeah, somebody's
no.
taking a lot of trouble making a lot of lighthouses, and
There is a lot.
Light
And obviously,
stick.
don't keep heading north. We're going to be following the land around, and as we come round in a while, just after the end of this bay, you'll see about a kilometre southwest of the butt is a stack which is known as Loch Reuben, or Pygmies Isle, which is where the bodies of pygmies were said to be buried. First mentioned in a text in 1549. It was sadly excavated recently, and it was found that the bones that were buried there were of goats and pigs, not pygmies. But locals are still hopeful that one day maybe excavations might find actual pygmies. If you have the orthos, you can see it's the section just under some cloud in front of us, Pygmy Isle or Loch Reuben.
This other guy with the pogo says the commander needs an update because the props don't turn.
Has he tried starting the engines?
Has he tried getting a current version?
Yeah, I'll be running the flight gear version, I would imagine.
Oh, hi. What's another rainbow beside me?
Ooh, see it?
We're very diverse.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
lost.
Flash.
Flash.
A flashing rainbow.
I'll catch up with you later.
Okay.
Why?
Alright, mate. Is there anyone not running the orthos this evening?
I just
I always run them.
every week we run Arthros. I just put it in my custom scenery folder and I just keep watching them forever.
I am, and I love it.
Oh yeah, you updated your flight gear version recently, did you not?
To number 18, yes.
So
Excellent.
you got ortho scenery and stuff. That's a game changer, man.
That didn't work last week with in Madagascar.
I was disappointed with that flight because I never got to see King Julian.
So you kept saying.
I was looking forward to meeting him.
I'm sure he would have looked forward to meeting you as well. The one thing I have always wondered in this and never actually bothered to fix is why is the graph on the centre of the windscreen upside down?
I have no idea. Maybe he's
I
Irish.
never noticed.
It's been like that for years. I
No,
just assumed
right.
it was Australian.
It is upside down, damn.
I guess
Every
it's
time I
flying
fly it, I
upside
notice.
down.
Yeah, if you fly upside, it's because of Bob Hoover, isn't it?
I'm thinking somebody who put this thing together was dyslexic.
Well, very probably. I mean, the rest of us who fly it are artistic as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
What are the people in all these tiny houses living from? Tourism, fishing?
Well, if you have it, some of these ports around here. Quite a lot of the little port villages are some of the only licensed places in the world where they are legally allowed by the government to go out and hunt gannets for food.
I bet they're. I wonder what a gannet tastes like.
I think it'd be rather chewy, but there you go.
What is a gannet?
It's a type of seabird.
Yeah, seabird.
It's bloody seabird flavored. Then it's bloody seabird flavored.
Also, there'll be a lot of sheep farming up here as well. Not so much dairy, not much on cattle.
It's Alex. Your lights are on, man.
Yeah, well, you can see me, can't you?
Your landing light's on.
Yeah, you can see me.
If we're ahead of you. But I can see you anyway.
Has the pogo man disappeared now?
Yeah, if you have a look to the left here, there's a little road going into the island, and there's a loch slightly to the right of it. It looks sort of a little bit dusty, a little bit sandy in there. To the right, the right-hand side of that is the little town of Brew, as in Iron Brew, which is and I learned earlier that Brew is actually Old Norse for bridge. According to my notes here, not to be confused with Iron Brew. Again, I think that's Kaylee's doing. But brew, I didn't realise, is just Old Norse for bridge.
Yeah, so it's Iron Bridge. That's the drink. Made from girders.
Made from what?
Girders.
Guard dogs.
Girders, voodoo, girders.
Oh, I get it.
Iron.
That's
Yeah.
what they used to say. Iron Brew made from girders.
They did indeed, yeah. That was what the adverts say.
You're now catching on to why it's named that way.
I am. I'm learning. If you got the orthos, this is the cloudy bit of the scenery, so a little bit harder to tell what's going on down there, but just pretend it's a bit foggy.
Yeah, it's a bit harder in X-Plane. You can get a different picture from a different source and superimpose it to get rid of the clouds, but we haven't got that fancy yet.
I think you can't in the script now. Can't you select the source these days?
Yeah, but it's really just restricted to the source in America. So if that has got clouds, then you're stuck. Because all
Can't we
the other...
switch to Bing mapping these days?
No, I think it's open source for Jobby somewhere in America. But the other two, what it mentions, is only has particular countries you can get orthos for.
Well, we are coming across an area now that they specifically mark as wetlands, which I think is probably a little bit of a stretch, because I'd imagine the entire the islands are probably damp most of the time.
I would say you're probably right.
Gonna make a left turn now to roughly 180 degrees.
Zero, your mark. Mark.
Okay, follow me.
Mostly moorland on these islands. Not a lot of forestation. It's too windy.
Yep, and obviously lots of sheep. It's where the famous Harris Tweed comes from, of course.
Well, one of the mill owners in Keighley, Agassiz, I think he's something to do with marketing Harris tweed for the world.
Can't go wrong with it. Harris tweed, very expensive these days, though, of course.
180, Alex, is it?
It is for the moment. It's 180. We'll be turning right again in a minute just to catch up on some interesting features, but we're going 180 just to position.
With more girlfriend annotations, I suspect.
Yes, yeah, indeed there is.
Margaret says you're all too quiet tonight.
No, I'm trying my best. I'm very ill.
Really? It's not good.
I'm trying to stay alive. Okay, we're going to adjust slightly to the right here, a little bit, so we can pick up some interesting features. This island here, we're just coming on there. We're going over Loch Rag on Ear. That's how it's spelt and pronounced, no doubt. But we're coming up on Bernera Moor, which is the 34th largest Scottish island. And the name of this actually means Bjorn's Island, again, an old Norse.
This was part of the Norse Kingdom, there at Hebrides.
Yeah, indeed it was. And if you have a look, there's a little bridge, which will be just off our nose in a minute. You'll see it's at the shortest point where the Isle of Harris connects to Bernera Moor. And it was originally known and is known still locally as the bridge over the Atlantic. The locals aren't very happy because the rest of Scotland has claimed quite a few other bridges over the Atlantic, but it was the first pre-stressed concrete bridge in Europe. And my girlfriend's made a note that the pre-stressed bridge should try mindfulness. That's a joke because she's not a shrink. She'd tell me off for saying that, but you know. And unfortunately, you can't quite see it, but there's a stone settlement called Killanish the Eighth, which is Ter Shannon, which just means standing stones. Again, quite another literal translation, but it's a little stone settlement down just next to the bridge, which is one of the oldest original Norse settlements known in the area. Going to adjust course again. We're going to have to start doing some climbing so we can look at this beautiful terrain over here to our south. So we're going to adjust our course to about 170 and climb to 3,500 feet. Follow me.
Roger that. Following you.
Climbing. Nobody else is.
Climbing 3,500 feet. Turning left to about 170.
Ollie, where are you going? Ollie, where are you going? I tried to follow you, but it was wrong.
Oh yeah, don't follow Ollie. He's going in the right direction though.
He said 170.
I did. Yes. Yeah. You go your own way, mate. Hang on, sorry, I'm messing around, I'm just looking at my notes. Keep following me, people, you're doing really well.
Right behind you.
I'm just looking, because when I was doing the flight earlier, there's this very long stretch of water just down here on our right hand side, and I can't actually find any information about this. It's one of the few that's got absolutely nothing about it on the maps I've found.
Obviously, it was really unimportant, and the olden days.
Yeah. And this path here will take us between a lot of these high points. There's quite a lot around, and they've all got very, very mainly, again, Old Norse names, and they're generally around 250 meters around. There are some that go up to nearly 600 meters, but generally they're about 250, and yeah, quite good for tourism in the area. Plenty of people climbing them and walking them, and not really climbing them, but because
Get rescued by helicopter.
yeah, because of the weather, they're particularly treacherous. It doesn't matter when. You've got to be careful when you go wandering these ways. In front of us here you can see we've got Loch Langevat, which if you were paying attention earlier, no, we already passed on the left after we took off, but this is in fact a different Loch Langevat. There are two of them on the Isle of Lewis.
The two different Norse teams that arrived in the island found the same different lochs at the same time. I thought, aha!
Well, okay, here's an interesting little point. How many Loch Langevats do we actually think there are on the Isles of Harris?
4.
6, according to Wikipedia.
When you're telling someone where you're going to be, how do you differentiate?
Well, they just sort of have to wander around all of the Loch Langevats until they find you.
It's a good way of hiding and confusing your enemy.
There's John Macaulay, who was celebrated as a hunter, drowned in Loch Langevat while swimming to an island in the middle of the lake. His bereaved mother used to visit the spot that it was thought that he drowned every Wednesday of the year. However, no one actually knows which Loch Langevat it was he drowned in, so it was quite hard to tell. So it kind of proves the point. Perhaps there shouldn't be 7 of them in the same island.
So she just wandered around between them and weep uncontrollably.
We've had 3 steady viewers all night, Alex. I suspect one of them or 2 of them was your girlfriend and co.
Quick, start talking politics and watch him go away.
I think we should be getting sponsorship from the tourist board.
As we should be. Yeah, entirely.
Right.
If you look down here on the left at about 11 o'clock at the moment, there's a little inlet that comes in from one of the lochs, and that is Maraig, which is one of the most popular tourist destinations on the island. There is something that they call the Urga and Maraig Circuit, which is a superbly engineered old footpath around the edge of the lochs there, which you can wander around, and I think it takes quite a long time, but if you enjoy wandering around the lochs, you can go and wander all the way around there, and it's a little crofting community down there, but one of the most popular places on the island for people to visit. And we'll adjust our course slightly right for the moment.
Slightly right, following you.
Thank you, Bruno. Excuse me.
It does look nice.
If you have a look beneath us, just shortly, we're going to be coming between a place where you can see two islands pretty much join. This is called An Turbot, which is the Scottish Gaelic for Tarbot, which is a narrow strip of land between where two lochs nearly meet. There are actually I think about 14 different An Turbots. Thankfully, only 2 of which are actually on the Isle of Harris. Quite a lot. Okay, 3 of which are on Harris. A lot of them around the rest of Scotland, and 2 in Ireland.
Let's go. What's your actual heading at the moment, Alex?
Heading-
194.
Yeah, 194. Now we're going to make a slight right turn now. We're going to be turning to about 218 degrees.
Slight right to 218. Ah, that looks like a volcano over there, over yonder.
Quite possibly could be.
It's not necessarily a volcano. It's listed officially. It's called Bleerbal, which is a Marilyn, which is a peak with a prominence of over 150 meters or more, regardless of height or other merit. But it's a Marilyn.
One of the Monroe bunch.
Indeed, although only 202 of the 282 Scottish Munros classify as Marilyns.
Oh my.
In the Peak District, there's an old woman. She's dead now, and she did the same thing, and they call them Ethels, or hills.
Ethels.
Yes. You can get a nap with them all on to tick them off as you walk them.
Take off an F. Doesn't really sound like that, does it?
The one that we're just passing over, they were actually going to blast it all down at some point and make it into a quarry that was eventually rejected. But yeah, they were planning on blowing it all up because it's got such big slabs of rock on it.
Probably got lithium or something in it.
No.
No? Why would they? What do they
No,
want?
probably by looks of blue granite or something like that.
I did find what it was, but I can't remember. It was something. Yeah, it was. I can't find what it was supposed to be. It wasn't, or what is there. There is something, nothing particularly amazing, but the plan was literally just sort of keep blasting it down.
See what they find.
Apparently it's granite on the top, but the reason they wanted to is they think it's of similar composition as the surface of the moon.
Oh, good.
Oh, sweet.
Moon rock.
It's made out of cheese. Green cheese.
If it's granite, it's been volcanic. That's where it comes from. So it probably is a side blown out of a volcanic hill or event of some sort.
The sea's looking very blue.
The seas up here are very blue. Some of the coastal bits and the beach areas look very, very Mediterranean coloured water.
Well, technically, it's this is the middle of a loch. This is Loch Roag, apparently. The biggest island is the one on our right, which is Benera or Great Benera. And there's several villages on there, which is the main populated area. There's only about 380 people that live on there, but there is quite a lot of lobster farms around this area. It's one of the things they do, and apparently on that island just to the right there was 60,000 lobsters a year used to be farmed on there. But they generally don't go, but the reason you can see all the old greenery on there is from the old lobster beds and lobster ponds, and buildings on there were mainly used for curing fish. And actually, Gaelic is still entirely the native language on these islands here in the middle of the loch.
So if this is technically a lake, then it's fresh water, or no?
No, it's a saltwater lake.
Ah.
Saltwater loch.
Connected to the sea?
Yes, it is the sea.
Yeah, it is the sea. But if you can just see off the right wingtip now, you'll be able to see the formations that were the old lobster pens in there.
Off to which side?
The right hand side, the big island there, with the sort of rectangular formations on it.
So there are lochs and tiny lochs and the sea loch.
Sea lochs and freshwater lochs.
Is Gaelic very different in different parts of Scotland?
Sorry?
Is the Gaelic language or a Gaelic tongue or accent or something like that very different in different parts of Scotland?
Yes.
Well, the Scots Gaelic, and then when you get way up north in these places, there's a lot of Nordic influence as well. So you get a mix of Nordic terms and Gaelic terms.
How do you explain Glasgow?
You can't explain Glasgow.
Nordic means old Viking words.
Yeah, Nordic.
Don't they speak that similarly or a similar language in Iceland at this time?
Well, Iceland again was a Nordic colony as well, so
it's Nordic talking, not Nordic walking.
I mean the Shetland Islands they don't class themselves as being Scottish at all. They have the Viking festivals all every year, and they class themselves more as being Viking than Scottish. Although in reality, those islands were actually Danish.
But wasn't Denmark part of the Nordic bunch back?
It was the Southern Nordic. Was it not Harald Bluetooth? He amalgamated the Nordic kingdoms in Denmark, Norway, and such like.
Sweden.
Brought them all together, I think it was.
Yeah, but he only had a range of about 30 feet. Descend down 1,500 feet.
Down to 1,500 following you, sir.
We're about 4 minutes out. You can see our halfway point at the moment. We got Benbecula ahead of us.
Well, the Vikings got as far south as the France, because William the Conqueror, they were ex-Vikings.
And the Sheriff of Nottingham.
There is record of the Vikings actually being in the Mediterranean as well, trading in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, and Tunisia and Morocco as well.
Yeah. And of course, there's this rumour that they discovered America as well, but there you go.
Yeah, they took one look at it and thought, fuck that.
Yeah.
Vineland.
You'd say 2,500 feet, right, sir?
15.
Sorry. Thank you.
That's right, we're only about 7 nautical miles out. We got Benbecula Airfield ahead of us. Built during World War II, of course. And centre for the Hebrides rocket range during the Cold War. It's now reasonably busy airport, the main airport for the region, but they also use it still for quite a lot of military testing, military basing out of here for exercises, operations, and there's ranges just offshore as well.
Plenty of water around.
Yeah, lots of water. They like water around here.
Next stop to the west is America. Well, it's actually Newfoundland, but you know.
Must be long ways for the people with their cars from village to village.
You see, this is an example of why electric cars do not work.
Where in this environment they don't.
No, they don't. They only work in cities or short hop type between city to city, short hop. They do not work in this environment.
But you could do with sail cars, couldn't you? Driven cars.
On the Orkneys, they making their own hydrogen as well.
Depends
They've
on
got all the wind
process.
turbines and stuff.
Right, gents, we've got the airfield ahead. Let's concentrate on doing some spectacular landing, shall we? Because my timing has been
Which side are we
impeccable.
landing from?
Coming in from the other end, or
Yep, we'll overfly it. I think we'll probably a good idea to do a teardrop, and we'll come back in from seaward side on whatever runway it is. It'll probably be about, what's it, 03, something like that. I don't know, I haven't looked it up. I'll overfly the threshold and then turn in and come and descend down to land.
we're nearly running parallel to Let's look at our data. Got a runway at
24 plus
055 and
90, what is it? 180. 24 plus 180, what's that?
What? 24 plus 180?
224.
120.
No, 10204.
Well, we got a runway at 055 and one at 235. So
Right, I'm just going out here into the Atlantic, turn around and landing. Okay.
That's the one, 06. It's 06 in flight gear. It might not be in real life, but it's 06 in flight gear.
Hey,
You have sound flash.
Flash.
Ah!
It never gets old, man. Oh no, wait, yes it did.
It did? When? No one told me.
So 06 is our poison.
06.
Roger that. Thank you, sir.
I overturned and missed it. Well, I didn't overturn as in upside down, but I went too far.
Turned too far, too fast. Damn it.
You're all doing very well.
I'm down. And land. And side slipped onto the runway to get it back on heading.
Oh, well done. It side slips very nicely.
Where are we parking?
Oh yeah.
Somewhere nice. You were
I
down
don't
first, you can
warm.
choose.
think there's any strip clubs around here, but
There's a swimming pool, a shop, and also a cafe and a post office.
oh shit! I just turned on to another runway to taxi off, and somebody's landing in my face. Jesus Christ!
Thought we were landing on 06.
Yeah, but that was 3-5. Somebody should come in. I parked on one of the taxiways, so just behind me.
The infinite variety forever crossing a threshold.
Look at everyone expertly landing their commanders.
Mine has stopped responding, so I may have to respawn or respawn.
It's a maze of taxiways.
There's actually a big parking area here behind the tower here. I never noticed it. Never mind. Right, AFK for 5 minutes.
Yep, 5-minute break, everyone. See you back here shortly.
Roger that.
Okay, I already spawned the new one and see what the sound does.
Free at last from the tyranny of matter.
We have been fighting against boredom and anxiety. This has been threatening, so let's get out. Can't believe this will finally come true. Have been dreaming about it day in, day out. All my days during this time have been the same. Like a red
So what's the IKEA code of our midpoint?
dancing tight until dawn will take its toll. This is what we have been waiting for so long. Will it be
I have it as Echo Golf Papa Lima.
Echo Golf Papa Lima Roger.
Can't believe this will finally come true. Have been dreaming about it day in, day out. All my days during this time have been the same. Like a red dress will finally break out. Walking on and on right into the sunset. Dancing tight until dawn will take its toll. This is what we have been waiting for so long. Will it be aftermath show? After all this time longing, sense and grace, keep those eyes back in its gold. This is what we have been longing for. Let's go on dancing all night long. Surrender, get low, yeah, let the aftermath now let it go. All my days during this time have been the same. Like a red dress will finally break out. Walking round and round right into the sunset. Dancing tight until dawn will take its toll. This is what we have been longing for. Let's go on dancing all night long. Surrender, get low, yeah, let the aftermath now let it go.
I'm back on comms.
Welcome back.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, I'm flagging, guys. I'm sorry if I'm lacking enthusiasm. I'm struggling now.
You weren't feeling well.
I'm really not.
Hopefully Hopefully it's not COVID.
I don't know, it might be COVID.
Maybe blood poisoning.
It could be blood poisoning, it could be COVID. It's one of the two. I know Kaylee's granddad and mum both have COVID. But also, I got a cut on my finger which is infected. So it could be blood poisoning as well. Either way, I feel like just terrible.
Not good. Need to run out to casualty and get some drugs.
We'll have a chance of doing that. With doctors are going on strike for 4 days.
That's not good.
Alright, shall we make our way to a runway?
Roger that.
Which runway?
Yeah, same one we land on. It seemed to work that time round.
Somewhere deep inside my head, I see your lips and cherry red, standing in a crowd. A melody makes feel last one, bathing in that spotlight sun, cheering it out loud.
So if I play with Shift M and move my mixture, the levers move, but is that like inactive because of the auto mixture?
No, I think that overrides it. The code that's in there is the one from the velocity that's been adjusted for the commander, and so if the mixture's at full, it should auto manage itself when you're in a stable cruise. I think it only works above a certain altitude. I'm still playing with it, but it looks like it works. Previously it didn't.
Room feels so square, those resorts will serve as air, everything and loud.
I'll play with it on my own time. That didn't come out right.
The prop and the mixture levers work on my throttle quadrant.
Yeah, they should all work, and it should work as an override if you need it, or if it's more efficient for you.
It just seems if you don't have the parking brake on, it's off, even at minimum throttle setting.
Yeah.
It's not the throttle, it's the prop pitch that's doing it. This
Sorry,
is actually...
Sorry, say that again about pitch.
It's the prop pitch that's doing that, it's not actually the throttle.
Right, if you hit Shift N and back your prop pitch way down, it won't run away on you. You just have to remember to hit N and crank it back up again when you want to get out of here.
It's supposed to have a variable, is it fixed RPM motors in this thing?
It's well, actually, this is so all the later ones were turboprops. This particular model is a piston. It's a fancier piston. They wouldn't have made a piston one after this, but they basically tried to make it more like a turboprop before the turboprops really took hold of the market. It's quite an old-fashioned one. Okay, right, let's think about getting moving. So we're going to go do roughly some more of the same. 1,500 feet, 130 knots. We'll be leaving here. Obviously we're heading 060. We'll turn around to the right and we'll come back round to the coast just behind us, and then we'll sweep our way around and go over southeast, which we'll perhaps learn a little bit about as we go around. We'll go all the way down to the bottom, because the two coasts are quite different around here, and we'll see what we can find out along the way. But yeah, if everyone's ready to go, make sure you put some fuel in, although you can probably manage if you didn't. He used about half on the way down.
Say when.
When?
I'm winning.
Lazy right turn, and still climbing up to 1500 feet. Currently dead on 130 knots. Looks like everybody got up.
Let me know when you level off.
Will do. Currently at 1200, heading 1500. Hundred to go, starting to level off.
Target altitude, sir, is 1,500 feet.
1500.
Thank you, sir.
And level at 1500, 130 knots, and I'm just going to make a slight left turn here. We're going to follow around and just overfly the bridge in between the two sections of island here. You see down here the two segments of the islands are connected just by one main road all the way down the middle. It's the same road that basically links everywhere on the islands. One road going all the way down the centre.
How wide is this island?
Not entirely sure how wide it is. It's only 124 square miles, the entirety of it, so not a lot. It's the only location in the British Isles where prehistoric mummies have been found.
What kind of mummies?
Old ones.
That's weird. Which culture do we
Lots
think
of
made those
strange
mummies?
stuff. Lots of strange stuff in these outer islands. A lot of it doesn't really match up with the known historical records.
Well, how many different cultures have inhabited this island? I mean, the Norse were here, the Scots have been here.
I was talking a lot older than that, though.
Yeah, well, there was obviously here people. I bet there were peoples, some kind of peoples here. Picts.
Yeah, they say so it was Neolithic. They say the mummies were actually Bronze Age mummies. They're all all prehistoric, but they're all buried under roundhouses.
Oh. See, you guys got so much cool stuff. In America, we got nothing cool like that. It's just like...
You do. It's all Native American stuff, and people tend to ignore the Native American stuff.
It's embarrassing for them, isn't it?
I think so.
Hey, look at our history, but it's not ours. Not ours. Someone else's.
And you got slavery as well.
True.
In Scotland, yeah, but I mean, Stuart works those hours voluntarily, so it doesn't really count. It's just Margaret, he works too hard.
Yes, thank you.
Interestingly, although it's mainly sheep and things on these islands, they find most of the historical records say that the majority of meat eaten on these islands up until relatively recent was mainly pork.
Winkers.
Beg your pardon?
Winkers. Pigs.
Winkers. Yeah, we got Canadian super pigs coming wild here.
They're going to take over America with our pigs.
I don't know. They apparently bred domestic pork with wild boar and ended up with something that's smarter than hell and can actually kill cattle.
We have a problem with wild boar in this country. People shoot the mother of the group, and then they all disperse and set up their own groups.
Yeah, they're very destructive here. Places like Texas and the South. Like open season on them.
I suppose if somebody in the south here seen a wild boar, they'd just cry and go to a safe place.
Oh yeah, we couldn't have that. No, none of those.
I've been accused of being a wild boar many times.
I'm just wondering, Donald Trump being orange, he'd be able to sneak up against a wild boar and they wouldn't see him coming.
Why is that?
Not till he grabbed it by the pussy.
Oh, that's
Here we
not
go.
fair.
Well,
It happened.
shooters have the orange, don't they? And the orange hats and the orange on the camouflage jackets.
Yeah, that's
'Cause-
so they don't shoot each other.
Oh, well, that's what I'm
Not really
meaning.
that bright.
They can't sense reds.
They don't identify a target in America. They just see something moving in the bushes and shoot it. So they have to make them wear orange so they don't shoot each other.
Yeah,
There's
but the
some
animals
that do.
Lockers,
don't recognise
tables.
orange. They can't see orange.
They can't. What do they see?
They've only got a limited number of colours they can do. Tell the difference between.
The stuff I learn on flight night.
Deer only see in monochrome.
Deer are good eating. Not a hunter myself, don't like hunting, but my brother's got a huge farm that he has converted into oak trees and deer habitat and turkey habitat. Oh shit! Did I just die? I just went and disappeared.
It's still showing you moving on the map. Oh no, he's gone.
I'm home. I didn't even get it. That was a game crash of all game crashes. Last ICAO was Echo Golf Papa Lima, correct?
You could launch at the final one, Barra, Echo Golf Papa Romeo.
Roger
It's a
that.
beach, so we have to make sure the tide's out. You didn't think of that, did you, Alex?
I feel like I don't model that shit.
It does.
Not well enough for it to cause issues for us.
Them metal posts at each end of the runway, they're a bit of an obstacle.
In 2003, they started a hedgehog cull on the island.
A call.
Hedgehogs are
Apparently
vicious
they're
and violent.
they're overrun.
Apparently so. It went on from 2003 to 2007. In 2007, they decided it was cruel to kill hedgehogs, so they just started capturing them and taking them over to mainland Scotland and releasing them.
See, they're killing all the native haggis.
Oh my.
Apparently, hedgehogs were introduced in the 1970s to reduce garden pests.
Like
And then
insects.
became.
But they started eating all the eggs of the birds. Can't imagine hedgehogs eating eggs. They're tiny.
Over easy.
Here's
Probably
the-
struggle. They probably struggle climbing up the cliffs to get to the seabirds.
I would have thought so.
I started feeding my crows, like make egg treats for them. Every bird in America eats eggs. Can't believe it. Everything comes there, get the eggy bits. So I have to call my crows to come get them in person, otherwise they'll disappear. Oh God.
What do you do with them? A lady I used to work with just used to throw the eggs up in the air and let them smash in her backyard, and the birds would eat the shells and everything.
Nah, I pamper my crows. I put the eggs in with some Parmesan cheese and some oats and mix it all up and then put it in the microwave and make little sheets out of it and slice it up into little squares about the size of a postage stamp.
You're not feeding
And if
them.
that doesn't say a man's got too much time in his fucking hands, I don't know what does.
No, he just likes crows.
Oh,
I even have a name.
That's Mrs. Voodoo's doing, I think. Hey, Voodoo, just go and make your crows an omelette. Go on, leave me alone.
She says all the time, I'm married to a Disney princess. He sits out there in the first thing in the morning for half an hour and talks to all the birds. And I think it's funny until they follow my car. And they brought, last year, they brought their little fledglings along and I fed them all by hand and stuff. So now, this year, all the yearlings are like, dude.
You're one of those nut jobs we hear about on the news.
I am one of those nut jobs you hear about in the
Yeah,
news.
fair enough. He's the nut job. He feeds the other nut jobs by hand.
Last week there was a thing on the radio about tenants and stuff and problems with problem tenants, and this woman, she was a bit doolal and she was feeding the rats.
Oh.
She was putting food out for the rats on the gardens and stuff.
That's not a good idea.
Nope. They
Couldn't
carry
make us-
disease.
Couldn't make us stop doing it.
Fast will this thing go?
No idea.
Yeah, you get about 190 out of it, I think. These islands down here have one of the, or the highest concentration of Gaelic speakers in the world. 82%.
There's only 74 people on the island.
1,888 at the last census. And quite a lot of houses according to Flightgear.
I told I said you didn't get how to get yourself a house, didn't I?
How to what?
How to get yourself a paid house. Scottish Government. Did you not watch the video?
When did you send it?
A couple of weeks ago.
I probably did. Is that the one where you have to go and live on the island with the little castle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You'll be happy now, Alex, won't you? You'll be getting your barge with all your asylum seekers. Is that near you?
No, that's down. No, putting it southwest. I think they're putting it down Plymouth way, aren't they? We're still getting the ones in the little ex-prison just down the road down here.
Well, I said last week they'd be in a bit. They'd be bringing back prison hulk ships, old like HMS Victory. You just put
You
a
did.
roof
And
on
then
them.
there it was. It was announced a few days later. It shows that they listened
Yeah.
to this.
It's a
You mean they're
plot.
listening to us?
Of course they listened to us. Why wouldn't they?
That's true, yeah.
We're the only smart
We all
ones
know
left.
it. We can cure all the world's problems. We can live in it.
We can. So they're going to put them in these nice barges off Plymouth where they can. Apparently they're very nice. They're all en suite. They've got rooms and stuff.
And they could fall asleep and wake up in another country.
Well, they could do, yeah. It's like that film with the one that you said you didn't like with Sylvester Stallone and Arnie.
Oh, that, yeah, with the prison inside the tank on the Mediterranean.
That's it.
You need to write up to the Home Secretary and tell her to watch Solvent Green. She'll be right in favour of that.
I don't think I've seen that. If you have a look at the little place just coming off our right wingtip now, this is the loch where the Scottish ferry company operate out of, and the what they call Stuart.
Calmac?
That's it, Calmac. Yeah, that's where they base their operations out of.
There's no ferries in Scotland.
They have lots of ferries. It's just sometimes when they make them, they only paint the windows on because they couldn't afford to put actual windows.
Oh, you mean boat ferries? Never mind.
Not magic fairies. Fairies and fairies. Different thing.
Yeah.
Don't
ferry.
pay the ferryman.
And there is Scottish fairies. You never watch Outlander.
No, I don't think I have.
All the legends of the fairies. Set in the 1700s, starts off a couple of years before the Jacobite uprising in 1745. I'm technically not sure if it actually starts in 1945, but then it goes back to 1745.
That's how half of my bunch ended up in America. Grabbed in Scotland and sent to some place in Ireland for a bunch of years and then exported to the States.
Don't be giving the Home Secretary ideas.
Oh, God.
Yeah, start deportations to Australia again. Australia's actually want you to go, so they'll be quite okay for it.
Yeah, they got Vegemite, so.
I don't think I've ever had Vegemite.
My sister and brother-in-law went on
It's like regurgitated vegetarian vomit.
a tour of Australia and New Zealand for like a whole month or whatever, and that's their big thing. There was, Vegemite, so they brought some back, and it's like, who the hell would eat that? Well, I guess if you've been raised with it, it would be like some of the fish stuff that they eat up north parts. It's like, that's bait, dude. No, it's good stuff.
Into yeast extract or something.
That's what's left over when they make beer.
Isn't that a funny rock formation off CO2 float there, Alex?
Hang on. There's a hill on it.
It's strangely coloured compared to the rest of the island.
I think that's because I've lost orthos at this point.
Have you? I haven't. Still there, but it's a bit strange.
It still looks pretty good to me.
It looks like a massive sand dune.
Yes, it does. Oh, I forgot to set my weather.
Yeah, that is Lingley, which is sweeping sands. I read about it. There's one of the biggest risks. These areas have big risks of actual ending up sort of disappearing and flooding for whatever environmental reasons you might believe in, because basically they're just eroding into sand and then sweeping themselves away into the sea. Whereas most rock formations are sort of forming, ending up in the sea due to rising sea levels, these ones are actually just turning themselves into sand and eroding.
So they're a soft type of stone then.
Probably didn't meet construction specs when they were assembled, eh?
That's exactly it, Voodoo, yes. We're going to do a 180 round these, and then we're going to go up the other side of the thing. Yeah, sorry, I'm really flagging at this point. I'm trying to stay alive. I won't die until the end of flight night. That'd be rude.
Staying alive.
Okay, when you do die, please do it quietly.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of disturbing you with my death.
No.
No, I want loud. I want to know.
Oh, no. Oh, look, there's a lighthouse at the bottom here.
Light stick.
Perched.
There you go, get a job in that lighthouse. Place yourself.
Most of the lighthouses on all of the Harris Islands were originally fired by fish oils, but are generally all remotely controlled from Edinburgh these days.
Yep, no lighthouse keepers anymore. It's all on lighthouse board. Hey, why?
Doesn't pay. Doesn't pay.
No, it's very difficult to get people to go and isolate themselves on a small island in the middle of nowhere for weeks and then.
Duh. Same reason they're paying truck drivers $100,000 in this country. Nobody wants to do it. And who could blame them? I'll teach you bastards to follow me. I got you lost, didn't I?
Up until 2016, you could go from these islands to 6 different locations via ferry. Which feels like a lot.
Well,
But wasn't Calmac all subsidised by the government?
it is technically, yes, it's a government corporation.
Yeah, but they won't be able to go to all these directions because they can't see out the windows.
No.
We've got a friend who works from. I think I've got friends who work from Carmack, and one of the ferries, the new ferries, it was built. They went in and said, "No, well, that junction box can't be there. We need to have it 6 feet further over to the left." Which meant that this metal had to shift. We build it with the location for the junction box. You can't just move the junction box. You've got to take the whole shift of bits to do it. Restructure it.
Yeah, there was, I think it was 2 that were supposed to be ready in 2017, but they didn't have the money to finish them, so they just painted the windows on. And then there's another 2 that they're currently making in Turkey, which were due for delivery in 2024, but I don't know if, I don't think those ones in Turkey are going to be finished before the ones in Scotland that were due to come in 5 years ago.
Just don't fund it. That's right. Never mind. It's been a very poorly run company as it stands.
Seems a bit of a shame, doesn't it? Scotland, what used to make the whatever percentage of the world's shipping at one point, can't even make a few ferries.
Hey, we still make warships. Warships are still made in the Clyde.
Yeah, they just commissioned one of the shipyards as a naval base last week, didn't they? Because they're going to make so many of them. Well, we've got a bit of time left. We are going to finish at Barra this evening, but we'll overfly it and go up the west side a little bit. Then you can see the difference between the west side and the east side that we've already flown down. The east side is the sandy side that's all supposedly washing away, and then the west side is the bit how it was. And you can see the difference in the land, and that is built up at this side and then all sloping down as it washes away over thousands of years onto the other side.
The west side is the side that gets barred from the Atlantic.
That's it, yeah. Have we lost Flash? I think we've lost Flash.
A bunch of them followed me when I got lost and missed the last turn, and I don't think he.
So they're now heading to Iceland.
Well, Flash is heading southeast.
So is the climate up here because of the Gulf Stream quite warm, or is it just very cold because of the wind off the Atlantic?
No, this is definitely an Atlantic system up here. The Gulf Stream's down my way, more down the western, southwestern side. By the time you get up here, it's mixing with Arctic stuff, and it can get really cold up here.
Yeah, but your idea of what's really cold and my idea of what's really cold is not the same.
Well, it depends. You know, I think there was a thing last year where it proved that the feel on the human body of cold in the UK is actually colder than it can feel in Canada, where it's -40 because of the humidity in the air that we get over here. The humidity of a -1 degree heat or temperature over here is colder than a -24 in Canada, because in Canada the air's so dry all the time because of the differences, where here it's just so moist that actually it wicks heat from your body a lot quicker, even though the outside air temperature is technically warmer than it would be elsewhere.
Centigrade or Fahrenheit?
Not quite.
If you go down low enough, they actually converge. I have a one-piece Canadian RAF technician suit, and it goes down to -40. And -40 in Fahrenheit is the same as -40 in Celsius.
Where we are at the moment, so the Barra Isles is known as Barra. It's literally bar is bare or rough, and then the other element is sort of peak, so it just means rough peak effectively. And the first person to arrive here, the first Viking to arrive here, was Omen the Wooden Leg.
I wonder why he got called that.
Well, he had a massive cock. They just didn't want to be inappropriate.
I knew it.
Yeah, he was stood there with it flapping around. They were like, "Hey, look at your wooden leg."
Look at your wooden leg. He's sporting wood.
Oh no!
Of course, it's a wooden leg. Yes, coldest it's ever been here. Don't remember the exact temperature it was like. And this is not wind chill. This is -36 or -38 degrees Fahrenheit. I at that time had Irish wolfhounds who desperately wanted to go out because they love to hunt in the cold weather. So we all bundled all up and took for an hour walk around the place. And when I got home, I thought, here's something I always wanted to try. So I went in the house and got a glass of tap water and walked outside at 38 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit and flung it into the air. Guess what happened?
It froze into icicles and snow.
Nope, it turned into vapor and disappeared. Not one drop hit the ground. It literally evaporated. It was gone.
Yeah, I've seen that once when I was in Bulgaria, and it was pretty cool. It was so dry there. It just, you threw it up in the air and it like turned into powder for a second and then just sort of went.
Yep, turned into fog.
Because there's no moisture in the air, it's dry air.
I don't know, but I assume that -38 or -40 degree Fahrenheit air can't hold moisture because it just turns into ice and falls to the ground.
We said earlier, the air's drier over there. If you did that over here and -5 or 6, all you get is space cod and freezing cold water.
Ugh. No, wet and cold don't work.
Okay, right. We're gonna turn around now. We're gonna head back to Barra Airport, which is on the beach at what they call Traymore, which is again just known as the Great Beach. That's what Traymore means. The only airport in the world to have regular flights to and from a beach, so they claim.
Oh, wow. What a beach.
Life is a beach.
Apparently, this part of the world is. Alright, following you.
Where's that one where they just the shortest flight, where they fly between two islands? Do they land on the beach there?
No, that is technically here. So that was between North Uist and South Uist, which I don't think are necessarily modelled in flight gear. Otherwise, we should have been able to do them. But that is a flight literally between sort of two of the islands, like this we're flying over right now. It's just on one side or the other, where there's not necessarily a road between it. And it's not cheap either. I think it's about 90 quid.
Is it on the Hebrides as well?
45 seconds.
Well, they tried to send rockets,
Hebrides,
didn't they, at one point across between the islands? Send mail and stuff.
Yeah, on rockets, yeah. I remember something about that. Okay, so there are 3 runways here. They're all roughly about the same. They're all about sort of 2,500 feet-ish. They're heading in 3 directions, so you can sort of aim for all of them. We'll fly over this island straight in front of us, and then we'll make a right turn. We'll head to about sort of 290, I think, and that should roughly take us in, and then we can see where we fancy landing. But yeah, they get about 10,000 passengers a year flying into this, probably mainly because people want to fly into a beach in a twin otter.
Cool. I'm in.
Turning right 290.
290, following you.
And we'll slow down so we can overfly on our left and have a little look. Going down to about 90 knots. 290 is going to take us way out actually at this point. Okay, follow me. I think there's a video on YouTube somewhere that shows how they use the airport if there's an emergency, but it's not licensed for use at night. But if there's an emergency, if someone needs to be airlifted or whatever, they do at night. And because there's no lights here, what they do is they get vehicles either side of the runway lighting it with vehicle lights, and then they put reflective strips down to light it for the medevac flights.
Are you down low, bro?
Negative 1,500 feet, doing 90 knots.
Roger that. Gotcha.
Current heading is about 220.
We're coming in from the northwest.
Northeast currently.
Oh yeah, I see the runway. Heading in.
Yep, if you're happy with the runway, there are 3 runways and you'll see them, they're all sort of pointed towards the terminal at the end. If you want to go down and land in, you're welcome to do. Brake to the left and fly in from seaward should roughly see you somewhere comfortable. And the commander will land on any of them as long as you're not stupidly quick with it.
And final. Down and safe. I thought I'd seen somebody standing at the end of the bloody runway there.
Yeah, it's a pole. He's the operations manager. Yeah, I thought so.
Mind the power lines.
I'm in the sand. Oh, shit.
Bang. Oh,
He's dead. No, there was a hill and a row here.
That's a beach, not a hill.
Let me try this again.
Down and parked in front of the terminal.
Watch the wires. Whoa, shit. That wasn't fair.
Hey, Alex. Duck.
Yes, yeah, I'm trying.
I missed him.
It was slow as well, just like a duck. I see the roads around here so busy. And try not to get sand in the cabin, it'll take forever to get out.
Really? Reminds me of a story.
It's
but I'll
quite an
tell it
abrasive
later.
sand as well. Don't get it in any cracks.
Nobody wants a sandy commander.
In the ancient days, Norseman was walking down the beach and found a beautiful maiden buried up to her neck in sand. He said, "Hey, what are you doing here buried up to your neck in sand, beautiful lady?" She said, "I was buried here for being unfaithful to my husband." He said, "Well, if I dig you out, what's in it for me?" And she said, "Sand."
Oh no.
Right, so who wants to do next week?
I got next week.
You go next week.
Thank you, Voodoo.
Yes.
Thanks, Udo. Thanks, Alex, for tonight.
Well, thank you for putting up with me. I apologise it wasn't quite as dynamic as intended, but I wasn't feeling up to it.
How about you were fantabulous?
She didn't die in live television.
No, which has always been a worry of mine.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm turning off the live television now, so you can die in a minute. Just say goodnight to Facebook, please.
No, Facebook.
Night-night.
Hi to y'all.
And we are no longer broadcasting. You can now say what the hell you like.
I'm killing the movie. Night, Mom.
Night night.
Night.